I can have your attention. We're going to go ahead and start our regular meeting. And if I could get everyone to stand, we're going to have an invocation. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for the opportunity to gather here today. We want to thank you for this community, and we want to thank you for the people that live here. We want to thank you for the visitors that we had tonight, and we ask your blessing on them, and we ask that you watch over them in their travels. We want you to lead and guide us and give us the direction to do the best things for this community, to keep this community great and to keep improving the quality of life here. We want to thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, and we again ask for your direction. In His name we ask, amen. Amen. Let the record show that we do have a quorum. And if you would join me, we're going to do the pledge to the flag of the United States first. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we're going to pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible. All right, thank you. You may be seated. I want to welcome everybody that's here tonight, and it is at this time that we always welcome visitors and we receive public comment that pertains to our agenda tonight. So we'll pause just a second, and anyone has any public comment they'd like to make, we would be welcome to hear that. If not, then we'll just go ahead and move right into our meeting. And we again want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Legal team, staff, police force, we're just glad you're all here. And appreciate the family being here. And so I'm going to turn it over to Chief Mahone. And
yes, sir. Mayor, City Council, appreciate y'all's time. Over the last several months, we've gone through some ups and downs in terms of hiring, and we are now kind of turning the corner optimistically that we are now filling or have filled our last full-time position or our last storm position with the police department for this year anyway. And it gives me a great honor to introduce Ken Geeslin and his family. We're going to swear Ken in here tonight momentarily. Ken, I hope you prepared a few words to say. I'm going to turn things over to you. You've got a limit of at least 15, 20 minutes. Is that good? Are you good?
I'll make it work.
Okay. I didn't want to take up a whole lot of your time. That's why, usually I'm pretty long-winded about stuff, but I was going to be short, so that way I can turn it over to you and let you talk for several minutes. But anyway, with that being said, in all seriousness, we are here to welcome Ken and his family. Ken, if you'd like to introduce your family,
Yes.
I will turn that over to you, sir.
All right. This is my daughter Hannah, Tyler, Riley, Hagan, my wife Casey, my mother Stella, and my sister Serena.
Little Logan
And Logan, sorry. A new addition to our family, sorry.
And Kim comes to the city of Muleshoe, currently working with the Lubbock County Sheriff's Office in their detention facility, but retired Air Force veteran, did over 21 years
Yes, sir.
in the United States Air Force as well. So we're happy to have Ken and his family here tonight with us.
Want to move those flags? Yes, I'm going to do that real quick. Give you just a second to set this up.
Ken, we want you to know you look really sharp.
Thank you, sir.
And if you look around and notice, there's not anybody here that has a towel.
Well, I blame that partially on my family. My father was a mortician, so we kind of had to dress up like that most of the time.
You look really sharp.
This is either going to be a good day or a grievance. I dressed the part.
You'll join me up
Yes,
here
ma'am.
for a second here. We'll get this going. All right. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Mark McKay Geeslin,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
Patrol Officer
patrol officer
for the City of Muleshoe Police
for
Department,
the City of Muleshoe Police Department,
Bailey County,
Bailey County,
in the state of Texas,
in the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and the laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
If you'll give just a moment, Chief Mahone is going to come up and give him the oath of honor.
One more quick oath, just one more quick oath here. All right, this is going to be the law enforcement oath of honor, all
Yes,
right?
sir.
On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my integrity,
I'll never betray my integrity,
my character,
my character,
or the public trust.
or the public trust.
I will always have the courage to hold myself
I will always hold the courage to hold myself
and others
and others
accountable for actions.
accountable for actions.
I will always maintain the highest ethical standards
I will always maintain the highest ethical standards
and uphold the values of my community
and uphold the values of my community
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Mayor and Council, if you'll allow, we're going to take a few pictures with his family real quick.
We're going to move on into our agenda. The first thing I'd like to do is the approval of the minutes of the council meeting of September 9th of this year. I trust you've all reviewed those, and I'll make a motion we approve those. Do we have a second? Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next thing we would like to do is consider Resolution R-756-1019, authorizing the submission of a CDBG contract amendment. And y'all remember we had redid this project, and we have to amend the original resolution. So this is what we're doing now.
Make a motion that we amend.
Have a motion and a second to approve that resolution that amends that contract. Is there any other discussion or questions? Not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carried. Next thing we'd like to do is consider resolution number R-757-1019, approving cooperation with the Atmos served cities to review the requested rate change. So here we go again.
Yes, sir.
Leanne, I'll let you
Yes, sir.
explain that.
Okay. Well, I think y'all know how this works. Atmos Energy has filed a new rate case with the Railroad Commission. And so this resolution authorizes the review of that change and to start negotiations for a settlement on that rate case.
I'll make a motion to pass the resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass that resolution. Any discussion? Not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. I will say that we're privileged to meet the gentleman that is our attorney on most of these cases at one of the seminars in San Antonio. And a really nice gentleman, but I would not want to be on the other side of the table, I would think.
He's tough.
He's pretty tough, so I feel sure he'll do a good job. Okay, next thing we'd like to do is consider recommendation from Muleshoe Economic Development Corporation to expand the contract with Leading EDG for additional support to Muleshoe Economic Development Corporation. And it's time to renew that contract.
Well, actually, you'll remember we renewed their contract back in May of this year. And so the MEDC board met with Maddie McLean just a week before last and discussed some additional work that Leading EDG could do for MEDC. Y'all know we have a relatively new board. since we went to a type B corporation. We also have a new economic development director coming on board. She'll start actually next week. So Leading EDG offers some additional support for economic development corporations. In lots of cities, they act as the economic development department. I've visited with several of those cities. With the where we sit right now with the new board and the new director, the board feels that it would be beneficial to us to add to the contract, amend the contract that we have, the existing contract, to include some of the additional support. And so that's what the MEDC board is asking for your approval of tonight.
All right. Any other questions? I'll make a motion, we approve that recommendation.
Second.
We have a second. Is there any other discussion? I think that's 3 good reasons to do this.
I will go on to add that whenever that contract comes up for renewal, which will be the 1st of March, then we'll go back and we'll kind of reevaluate where we are and decide whether or not to continue with that support, the additional support, or if we feel like things are moving in a direction that we feel like we can back off from some of that then. We'll reevaluate that in the spring of next year.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next thing we'd like to do is consider a request for Motel Tax Funds from Kenzi Green that has Mary Market. She's requesting $1,000 of hotel motel tax for advertising and promotion of the Mary Market. And she says that we have vendors from out of town that stay in local motels, and that's always good. And do you have a date on that yet?
Yes, that event's coming up. It's the first weekend in November, so it'll be in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And my understanding is all of her booth space has been reserved, so we'll have a full Coliseum full of vendors that day.
Yeah.
And we'd invite everyone to come out and get started on some holiday shopping.
It's always fun.
It is
They
fun.
also have some good treats and good meal and all kinds of stuff.
Lots of out-of-town vendors are coming in for this event.
It's a really good thing. Okay.
Make a motion to approve up to $1,000.
Second. A motion and the second that we approve up to $1,000 for advertising and promotion. Is there any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next thing we'd like to do is receive the investment report and financial statements for the quarter ending September 30th of this year, and I trust you all reviewed that. And does anybody have any questions?
Make a motion to approve that.
So the motion is second to approve the investment report and the financial statement. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Now, what we'd like to do now is to have the administrative reports. And Leanne, I'll let you take care of that.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want y'all to know, Public Works Department, Police Department, and the Fire Department all participated in the career fair that was hosted by Workforce Solutions at the South Plains on September 12th out at the Coliseum. We visited with 8th graders that day, and there were probably 250, 300 8th graders that came through. And anyway, some interesting conversation with those kids. Anyway, it was a great day, and we were happy to be invited to attend that. And then staff and council attended the annual Texas Municipal League Conference last week in San Antonio. Some really educational sessions, some great networking with other cities, vendors, and I think it was a good time. It was a very worthwhile trip. And so glad that we were able to do that. And then finally, David Riley, the mayor of Idalou, if y'all remember last meeting, y'all voted to re-elect him to the TML board, and he has been re-elected. So I wanted you to know that. And that's all we have, Mayor.
That's cool. All right. Time for the council remarks.
Don't have it.
Don't have it. Well, I would like to again say thank you to y'all for your reservations and your preparation and all the work you did to make the TML meeting a success. And I truly enjoyed it. And I want to thank Park Hill Smith and Cooper for their entertainment. And Brian, I want to thank y'all for a great night out, great food, great entertainment. And I want to thank the community for allowing us to take that trip. And I feel like it's very beneficial. I really do. Okay. Anybody else? If not, then we are adjourned.